Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel Kalinati. Today I'm going to review Amatka by Karin Tidbeck. This is a Swedish science fiction novel. It was originally published in Swedish in 2012 and the English translation by the author came out this year in 2017. I've previously read Karin Tidbeck's short story collection Jagannath. I think it's pronounced Jagannath, which I loved. It was a little bit on the darker, creepier end than what I usually read, but it was so good. And I was thrilled when someone, I think it was Linnea, told me that Amatka was coming out in English this year. So I immediately pre-ordered it and I started reading it as soon as I got it. And I really loved this book. I didn't know anything about it going into it. I didn't read the blurb, the description, any other reviews, nothing. I just bought the book and started reading it. So what is Amatka about? It is about these rather bleak colonies on another planet or in another world. It's a science fiction novel more in the implied setting than any explicit hard science and technology. A woman named Vanya goes from one colony, Esra, to another colony, Amatka, to do market research about their hygiene products. She works for a company that wants to market more of their products to Amatka, but they don't know how people use their soap and shampoo and stuff there. So at first, this just seems kind of strange to be reading about as Vanya goes around talking to people and writing these reports back to the company. But it seems like she is not wholeheartedly doing this, and she might be a bit forgetful. The first sign of something really bizarre going on with this world and the darker aspect to it is when some of her objects, like her suitcase, dissolves back into an alien substance. Apparently, all of these colonies create everything out of an alien gloop, and they transform it by using language. They label everything, and periodically they have to go around and mark all of the objects again and impress their belief that it has to remain a certain object, like holding a pencil and looking at it and saying pencil, pencil, pencil. And if you get it wrong, it might revert to gloop. And this is very taboo, apparently. This leads into the question of what is going on here? The origins of the colonies, the first colonists, are kind of shrouded in mystery. It seems like the history and what people know of their world in these colonies has been heavily censored, but why? And Vanya starts asking questions. It's a very quiet story with characters sometimes speaking very little to each other, and it's like all of their emotions and their relationships are heavily repressed. People aren't allowed to have their children live with them. They're not allowed to like show massive amounts of affection or anything, and it just every one of these little details made me ask more and more, why are they doing this? Why has their system evolved into this? What are they trying to protect? What are they trying to keep from happening? I really enjoyed the way this is written with these kind of short, spare sentences. You really feel the coldness, the harshness of the environment, and once again how like repressed people are, and yet there are these very strong emotions underneath the surface. And I think what made me absolutely love this is that it's one of those slower stories with so much happening underneath the surface that I wanted to read slowly, which is not what I usually want to do. When I usually love a book so much I just race through it, but Amatka was the type of story that I wanted to take just a chapter or two at a time. I could always wait a while and pick it up and know exactly where I was and get back into the world. I was very impressed at how imaginative and unique this world was. I've never read anything quite like this. The one aspect that I think might be a little bit controversial that people might really disagree on with this book is the ending. I kind of expected this sort of ending, which goes a little bit bizarre and weird, and I think it works for me because the reality that Vanya is looking for is also alien, or something that would appear to us as alien from this point of view. So I don't want to ruin the ending, but it worked for my expectations, but it might be a little bit too vague with not enough solid answers for other people. So that is Amatka by Karin Tidbeck, a very unusual premise and story pulled off with excellent writing and a great atmosphere. If you have read Amatka or maybe anything else by Karin Tidbeck that you want to talk about, please comment down below because I would love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching this review, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.